So close. At AWS. Thank you, Alex.
Hi everyone, thanks for sticking around. Okay, so the project that I'm presenting tonight is a pet project of a friend of mine and then myself. So it's called DPQ, Data Prompt Query. And our idea here is to develop an open source library for prompt-based data transformation and feature engineering. Okay, so what's this all about? So our goal is to use large language models as part of our data workflow for data scientists. This means often using pandas. And here we provide an easy way to install it using pip, so install DPQ. And so what about the setup? So for the setup you just import it regularly like a Python package. And then you have to define an agent with an API configuration, right? So here you use dpq.agent, you point to your API, provide your API key, say what kind of model you want to use, and optionally here you can also provide custom prompt paths. And so once we have done that, our idea here is to use GenAI to generate data. And what we want to do is extract the information that's already present in the model. And we can do this by constructing the right prompts. Okay, so let's say we have a city here. We have 3 cities here, Berlin, London, Paris. We put them in a data frame. And now what we want to know is the country of these different cities, right? So we provide a prompt here. We say, okay, the model returns the city, returns the country of the specific city, and then we just pass that this message, this list of messages here to our agent and generate a function that will return the country, and then we can apply that to our data frame, and what you get here is the right list of countries associated with different cities. Okay, easy enough, but we can do more stuff. So we can also do something that typically would require you to merge different columns and do group bys. So say here you want to get the longest river in a country. So again, you define an agent and then have that run over your data set, and what we get here is again the rivers that correspond to our different countries. Okay, and so can we make this more complicated? Of course we can. So now let's do something here like taking the biggest companies in a stock market and return the one that has the first letter in the alphabet, right? This already gets a bit more complicated. And we provide an example here. So our example is the country, the United States. And then what we want to get here is Apple as return. And even here, I think we will need to check if it's actually Amazon or Apple. I think Apple's probably a bit more expensive than Amazon, but never mind. Okay, so we generate our function here, and then we get the corresponding companies for the respective countries which have their letter first coming in the alphabet. Okay, so what else can we do with this approach? We can also clean data. And so imagine here you have your worst OCR nightmare, so you get like these very weird looking strings. Now we want to extract the cities that are somehow hidden in these strings here, right? So again, we define an agent. Our agent then runs over our weird strings here, and what we get is again the respective cities. Okay, so what else can we do? So we can also use that for standardizing dates. For example, here we have dates written in various formats that you might encounter in a messy database. Again, we define our agent, let that run over our data set, and we nicely get back our dates here in the right format. So phone numbers, right? Messy phone numbers. Some have the country code, others don't. We know somehow to which country they belong to, and again, we define an agent here that now combines the number plus the respective country, right? So again, here we already use 2 columns, and then again we get the clean phone numbers in a nice format. Okay, so we can even go further using that for classification. Again, like in the beginning here, we want to have a classifier that tells us whether sentiment is positive or negative in a given text. We apply that here for that string, and again we see it's positive, and that's it. So who are we? So I'm Alex. I'm a senior machine learning scientist at Amazon. Nick is data and analytics lead at Oliver Wyman. So please reach out if you're interested in the stuff that we're doing, and also contribute to our repo. Thanks a lot.
There is a couple of questions.
Hey, thank you for your talk. Do you know Pandas AI? Is this something similar?
I don't, so I
okay.
don't know Pandas AI, sorry.
Well, I think it's your...
Yeah. Okay, but I will look it up.
Thanks so much, Wayne. Thank you.
Thank you for your talk. I have a question regarding using models. Is it possible to use a local model?
This would be part of the next steps, right? I mean, here you can query whatever model you want, right? If you have that model like running locally, then it's just like an API call to that model. So yeah.
Hi, thanks. So I have a question. I'm not exactly sure how to phrase it, but it sounds like you're building a library which helps me extract data from the model, right?
Via model.
Which helps you extract data from your data set, potentially with the help of the model.
But if I don't have a data... wait. Can I connect with your library to ChatGPT?
That's what we do in the beginning, right? So you connect to ChatGPT. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your library could help some people extract sensitive data, right? Like hack.
I mean, yes, I can't exclude that. But that would be potentially then the fault of the model, not the package, right? I mean, that would be like ChatGPT that releases data that shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's a bit like you're selling a hammer. If people use it to break the window, then it's their fault, right?
You don't need to make it public.
So what do you want to get at exactly? I'm not sure I understand.
No. I just try I just want to know it was the origin question. If you can extract data from a model without having a data set that you provide. And you said yes, you can.
I mean, you can extract data from these models as soon as they have an API that you can call, right? So if you apply that functionality to a data frame, or you apply that to something else, I mean, that's probably the API that you're calling.
So I think you can call the model will answer, and then call your API, and then get the data generated.
Thanks. That's it. Thank you.
Can I ask?
I think like I also use like one project I was dealing with like document information extraction for documents, and it was like tables, and you had to like sort of extract the text from this text, and then you wanted to extract a specific like customer number, blah blah blah, and it was like so we used some sort of prompt engineering and designed the whole system, but the magnitude of, let's call it, unstructuredness in the data sometimes is out of control, that you say like case-wise you do this, and then we have some cases. What we did, we developed 2 dashboards. One dashboard was like using the prompt, and the other dashboard was like designing the prompt in the scale that we had. So do you have something like a universal or a generic approach that can handle with this, let's say, diversity of, let's call it, unstructuredness, or like whatever we call it in the data?
Yeah, so I mean, so the answer is no. I mean, we just started this, right? But maybe let me stress something here. So what I want to get over is that it's not that our approach here will solve any problems, but it will make data that you have more useful, more usable than what you had before, right? So that's the main idea here. So you're sitting on a ton of like very unstructured, crappy data. Use an LLM to help you process that and get like something useful out of that, right?
Maybe we'll stop here. Sorry.
Can I just suggest one thing? We did this, it worked, and then it was failing. So we went to Pydantic, we started creating the classes rather than straightforward calling the model, and that works better than directly calling the model. So you predefine the class and you say, I want just a string, because it will fail in all the dates. DDMMYY, it will prompt you MMDDYY.
Yeah.
And then all the APIs which are consuming will fail.
Okay.
So then if you upfront put a class, Pydantic class, and then structure your outcome with that class, you can make sure your data type is 100% correct.
Okay, so you provide the data class in the prompt itself?
Yes,
or?
in the prompt.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Thanks.
You can also use the same technique. In the prompt, you can specify the structure, and then you say transform to
Yeah.
I just want to ask one question about the processing of the data. So let's say you have these rows in a pandas data frame. Is the processing that's done in the back end more advanced than just sending one query per row? Is there kind of batching and efficiencies that are found there? Or is it typically one query that's sent, and so you send the query separately?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I mean, say you're processing several times the same country, right? You don't want to send several times the same query there, right? So you can do like a unique before you actually do that. So that would be like a first simplification that you can do. But besides that, it's really starting with a simple API call per row. If they are all different, then you would have to do one API call per row. Yeah.
Can we stop here?